I was very grateful that, we have incredible soldiers.
Coming up on News 3 today, a tragedy stopped at Fort Stewart thanks to heroic soldiers, how they were honored, and the latest on that shooting just ahead. Plus, an urgent manhunt happening right here in Chatham County, a fugitive on the run hiding in the woods. We're tracking that search and the safety steps that you should hear about coming up next.
And after a dry day yesterday, we are now back to tracking widespread soaking rain showers from today through our weekend.
Good morning from WSAV on your side. Now, WSAV News 3 today at 5:30.
And a very good morning to you. It's Friday, August 8th. I'm Ben Katko. Kim has the day off. Thanks for joining us here on News 3 today. New this morning, the search continues right now for a wanted man believed to be hiding in the woods off of Dean Forest Road. Deputies say Lee Antonio Polk is dangerous and has gang ties. He's wanted for a 2021 domestic violence case, including charges of assault, battery, and child cruelty. According to the Chatham County Sheriff's Office, that chase started yesterday when deputies tried to arrest him. After they stopped his car, Polk ran into the woods. He's also served time in federal prison for drugs and was flagged as a Bloods gang member while in jail in Chatham County.
Intelligence resources tell us that Mr. Polk is a known gang member of the Blood gang through our documented resources that we have from previous arrested documentation, and so it's a serious thing to us to ensure that we get Mr. Polk off the streets of Chatham County.
The Sheriff's Office says deputies are patrolling the area, hoping to draw Polk out of the woods and arrest him. We'll bring you any updates as that search continues. Breaking overnight, Savannah police are investigating a shooting where a woman was shot in the leg near East Anderson and Lincoln Streets. Police on that scene tell WSAV that the victim showed up at Candler Hospital. If you have any information about what happened, you can make a call to Crime Stoppers at 912-234-2020. Also in Chatham County, a heavy police presence in the Highlands community near Pooler yesterday. Savannah police were there serving a warrant with a massive police presence and heavily armored vehicles. They told our crew on the scene that the suspect was taken into custody without incident. We're still waiting to learn what charges that person may be facing. Police in Bryan County are investigating right now after a wedding week turned into a tragedy. Deputies say a man shot his fiancée and then took his own life in what they're calling an attempted murder-suicide. It happened Sunday in the Waterford Landing community on St. Catherine's Court. That's close to the new Richmond Hill High School. The woman was badly hurt and taken to the hospital for treatment. Now, officers were at the home the day before for a dispute, but left when the couple said that everything was okay. The two were planning to get married sometime this week. 6:33 right now. Looking live there out over the river on this Friday morning. Alyssa Carsley's here. She has your weather on the threes. Alyssa, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Ben. Well, the cloud cover we saw yesterday has just continued overnight. So we're starting off the day with a mostly cloudy sky, limited sunshine throughout our Friday, and we're back to tracking that higher chance of rain throughout the afternoon. Though stepping out the door right now, sitting comfortably in the low to mid 70s. We'll stay with the 70s through at least the later half of the morning hours, getting back into the low 80s by lunchtime, and then we'll stay in the mid 80s for highs, watching for that chance of rain to return. A few rain showers by the lunch hour, and then we'll continue with those scattered rain showers throughout the afternoon, and they will be on the slow moving side. So just like the first half of the work week, we're ending out the work week with the possibility of very heavy rain and localized street flooding. High temperatures though back in the mid 80s. We're still tracking that coastal low with that trough right behind it. That trough is the one that gave us those soaking rain showers from last weekend into the first half of the work week. It's going to start to move its way back closer to us as we head into the weekend, and that's where we do have that higher chance of rain for both weekend days. As for that dry air, it was lovely out there yesterday. We saw very little rain across Viper radar. It's starting to disappear a little bit more today. More moisture moving up the east coast that will give us that chance of rain back in the forecast today through the weekend. So coming up in around 10 minutes, we'll talk about that weekend chance of increased rain.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. Continuing coverage now as 5 injured soldiers in the Fort Stewart community are recovering after Wednesday's mass shooting. WSAV's Genevieve Lund has followed the story from the beginning. She's live in our newsroom today with some updates. Genevieve, good morning.
Good morning, Ben. While the injured soldiers recover from the shooting, 6 fellow service members were honored yesterday for their active service during the shooting. We talked with the Army officials about the soldiers who stepped up during the shooting. Now, they didn't hesitate in taking down the suspect, Sergeant Cornelius Radford. They were honored by the Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll, with medals for taking action that likely saved lives. Leaders tell us they're incredibly proud of the soldiers for putting their training to use to end the danger.
As a commander, to see that training come into fruition in real time, when you actually have to do it, no matter if it's here, domestically, we all take an oath. I was very grateful that, we have incredible soldiers.
As for the suspect, 28-year-old Cornelius Radford, he's in the Liberty County Jail. Army officials say he'll likely be transferred to a military detention center, and there's no word yet on the exact charges that he's facing. And the Army has not identified the soldiers who were injured yet. We do know that 3 were released from the hospital. 1 remains in Memorial Health, and the other 1 remains at the Wynn Army Community Hospital. Reporting here in the newsroom, Genevieve Lund, WSAV News 3, on your side.
All right, Genevieve, thank you. Despite the soldiers' brave actions, there are still questions about Fort Stewart's security. The suspect used his personal gun, not a military-issued weapon. Rules say soldiers need permission to bring a personal gun on base, but officials won't say if Radford had those permissions.
We are constantly looking at our security protocols on all of our bases, both in CONUS and around the world. We absolutely will want to learn from this investigation. We do not want something like this to ever happen again on an Army base. And so if there are things we can do to improve safety, we will take those steps. But right now, we're really early in the investigation.
When asked if personal guns on base are normal, the deputy Army investigator said no, and that it would be against the rules. It would not be the first time security concerns at Fort Stewart would be called into question. We're learning some new details today about a deadly shooting that happened on base back in 2022. Specialist Shay Wilson, accused of killing Sergeant Nathan Hillman, was charged with murder by federal authorities last month. That shooting happened at the 2nd Armored Brigade complex, the same brigade involved in this week's attack. After the federal charges July 9th, the U.S. Army dropped its own case to let the federal court handle it. Wilson had his first court date Wednesday and is now in federal custody waiting for trial. For the very latest on the shooting, including the suspect's background, the condition of the victims, and the response from the military this week, you can go to WSAV.com/Fort Stewart. Developing now, Savannah Classical Academy is officially back in session for the 2025 school year, but the school's air conditioning system is not working, raising some concerns for students and staff. The school says the HVAC issues are not new. They've been a problem since the system was first installed, and it's been completely down since last year. Savannah Classical Academy is included in the East Blast 5 money approved in March, but there's still no set date for when that money will be given out. A parent who has children at the school says it's a frustrating situation.
Asked my daughter how was it on first day, and she was like, hot. It's hot. What we're hoping is that we are a priority. Like, there's 450 odd kids in that in the school, not having air conditioning.
Now, the school system released a statement saying they're aware of the issue and, quote, no East Blast 5 funds have been received by the district yet, and therefore no East Blast 5 projects have begun at any school, traditional or charter. It's that time of the year again where we're partnering up with local shelters to help find animals a forever home. Our Clear the Shelters campaign is underway right now, and Coastal Pet Rescue is just one of many that really need your help. Shelters in our area are continuously being filled with animals every day. The founder and director of Coastal Pet Rescue says the need is great, and they're just not able to help more animals until they get the ones they have adopted.
Unfortunately, too much of a need in our area. We just cannot house all of the animals that people are wanting to turn in, or the animals that show up loose on the streets, or for whatever other reason end up in the sheltering system. I feel like we turn away 10 to 15 people a day because we just don't have physical space to put them.
Now, we'll have all the information about adoptions, donations, and fosterings on our website, as well as the other shelters taking part. Just go to WSAV.com/cleartheshelters. Happening today, how would you like to be a part of history? Midway is burying a time capsule this morning, and you're invited to take part. This is so cool. The city's celebrating 100 years today with a special time capsule burying at 11 a.m. If you'd like to be a part, just bring a small item to Midway City Hall by 9 this morning. It should show what life is like today. Good items include pictures, paper, metal, fabric, glass, or plastic. The event is free. It is open to everyone. 6:39 on this Friday morning. Straight ahead on News 3 Today, President Trump is touting an economic win as secondary tariffs on Russia are kicking in. And while Americans brace for rising prices, countries doing business with Russia could be paying the price as well.